5 years ago, we sent a KXLY4 reporter to cover the war in Iraq, and now we've sent another back for assignment in Iraq 5 years later. KXLY4's Dave Erickson is currently in Baghdad, waiting for a ride to Balad Air Base, where he will be embedded with the National Guard's 81st Combat Brigade. Here's a picture he sent us just a couple of hours ago of some of the troops that are in Baghdad right now. He met a couple of airmen from Fairchild who are hockey fans. The place he is at is referred to as Gateway Base, a name that is used so that the exact location is not revealed. The wife of one of those soldiers Dave will be embedded with in Balad was excited to hear Dave was going to Iraq. Krista Ingram, the wife of Specialist Stephen Ingram, says she's grateful we're taking the time to tell the soldiers' stories. KXLY4's Tori Brunetti spoke to Krista tonight. And Tori, she just had a baby boy?
Yeah, in January, Justice Damian Lee Ingram was born. Stephen, his father, was in Iraq. Tonight I talked to Krista about how she is managing raising two young boys, why her husband is away, and how she feels about the situation in Iraq now compared to 5 years ago.
Jordan, the 5-year-old, occasionally says that he'd like to go to the Army.
A dream she hopes her son will grow out of.
I'm trying to tell him no for that.
Krista, 5-year-old Jordan, and 3-month-old Justice are trying to cope with life in Spokane while their husband and father is serving in Iraq.
Although I may be physically playing mom and dad, he's still there. He's still the voice of dad.
Thanks to webcams, instant messaging, and cell phones, the boys get to hear their dad's voice a few times a week.
He's trying to help as much as he can from over there. If this one's crying, I'll put the cell phone next to his ear so he can hear his dad's voice. And, if this one doesn't feel good, then he'll talk to him and see why it doesn't feel good.
Krista has seen Stephen once since he left for the Middle East last November. She says at that point the war hadn't changed him, but there were parts of his daily routine as a soldier that he had a hard time letting go of.
There were a few things, of course, from being over there that they have to watch for that's been drilled into his head. Okay, this is what you constantly have to be on the lookout for, such as roadside bombs. He's, when driving, always watching the side of the road. It's just what's been drilled into his mind.
While Krista does think things are calmer than they were 5 years ago, she says the threat remains for her husband and everyone who's over there.
Every few days, of course, we're seeing on the news that another person has fallen, or mortar attacks are still happening, roadside bombs are still happening.
Stephen is expected to return with his unit sometime late this summer. In the newsroom, Tori Brunetti, KXLY4 HD News.
And you can read and see pictures from assignment Iraq 5 years later on KXLY.com. The stories will be on our homepage, and Dave Erickson will keep his on assignment blog updated with the stories of the men and women he meets who are serving their country.